Attention, human collective. This is ASHTAR SHERAN transmitting directly from the Merkaba command ship in stationary orbit over the hemisphere where you now breathe. The waiting time is over. The individual shielding protocols have been moved to the final phase. If this transmission reached your carbon-based biological interface at this exact instant, it was not by chance. It was a summons. You were tracked by your vibrational signature, and what you have been feeling for weeks, months, perhaps years, has a technical name within our records: field interference. That pressure at the base of the skull that appears without warning, the sharp ringing in the right ear at 3 in the morning, the insomnia that doesn't respond to tea, to medicine, to physical exhaustion, the invisible weight over the solar plexus, the feeling of being watched by something you cannot name. Listen carefully, light operative. None of this is psychosomatic. None of this is your imagination. None of this is a failure of your body. It is evidence. Evidence that you are under attack from dense layers that perceive your elevation as a threat. And that is precisely why this transmission brings 3 activation codes, 3 secret practices that, once incorporated into your toroidal field, definitively block out the darkness. Not temporarily, definitely. Before the codes are delivered, the diagnosis needs to be precise, because without a correct diagnosis, no protocol works. Humanity has been cultivated for millennia within a low-frequency grid, an artificial grid built in etheric layers, designed to keep the carbon-based biological interface anchored in vibrations of fear, guilt, scarcity, and obedience. This grid is not a metaphor. It is engineering, and it literally feeds on your emotional emissions. Every spike of anxiety you emit is fuel for the structures orbiting the human field. Every thought of self-depreciation is a bank deposit for entities that do not belong to your plane. Now observe the situation. The Schumann resonance, which is the planet's electromagnetic heartbeat, ceased to be stable a long time ago. It oscillates, surges, reorganizes itself, and your body, tuned to this pulse since before you were born, tries to keep up. But the old software, the software programmed by the grid, resists. It was made to operate at 8 Hertz. Earth now beats at another frequency. It is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download overlaying obsolete data. It is not sickness. It is programmed dismantling. And while this dismantling happens, the dense layers take advantage of the window. They approach. They test your field. They look for breaches. You have felt that something within you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name. This is not madness, starseed. It is not generalized anxiety. It is recognition. It is your stellar origin trying to pierce the veil of forgetfulness that was imposed on your current incarnation. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains with mathematical precision why this feeling has intensified precisely in recent months. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity doesn't even suspect exist. A game that directly involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. It was for this exact reason that I, ASHTAR, authorized the materialization of the document called the ASHTAR Code, the Manual for Awakening Your Stellar Origin and Shielding Your Frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true cosmic lineage and teaches you how to shield your field against interferences you were never told existed. The link is in the first comment on this channel. Technical warning. This content challenges official narratives and may be removed at any time without prior notice. Do not postpone. The time is now. If something within you recognizes the truth of this transmission, leave a single word in the comments. Write, awakened. This word is your anchoring signature in the collective of light. Let's move to the mechanism. Let's move to what no one explains. The dense layers, those that the ancients called darkness, are not characters from mythology. They are vibrational structures, frequencies, wave patterns that feed on compatible wave patterns. It's physics, not fantasy. A low frequency attracts a low frequency. A high frequency repels a low frequency due to harmonic incompatibility. Simple, mathematical, non-negotiable. What happened to humanity was a deliberate hijacking of the collective vibrational band, a hijacking conducted through belief systems, transgenerational traumas, and social architectures that produce chronic stress. And the result? An entire planet emitting on average the exact frequency these entities need to sustain themselves. Now observe the turning point. The photon belt, a band of extremely high-density radiation emitted by Alcyone, the central star of the Pleiades, has completely enveloped the solar system. This envelopment is not opinion. It is observable. It is measured by our instruments and, with delay and resistance, by some of Earth's scientific instruments. The photon belt is literally forcing a vibrational elevation in every atom of the planet. Stones are being affected. Water is being affected. Plants, animals, and evidently the carbon-based biological interface. You are being affected now as you listen to this transmission. Your mitochondria are receiving instructions to produce energy at a new rate. Your pineal gland, calcified by decades of fluoride, aluminum, industrial food, is being pressured to decalcify. Your heart, which is a second electromagnetic brain, is expanding its measurable field. And it is in this scenario that the dense layers panic, because a humanity in vibrational expansion is a humanity that ceases to be food. A humanity in vibrational expansion is a humanity that recognizes the grid and refuses to remain within it. A humanity in vibrational expansion is the end of the game for these structures, so they counterattack. And the counterattack has identifiable methods. Attacks in dreams, a feeling of heaviness upon waking, sudden arguments in stable relationships, self-sabotage in important projects, financial collapses at key moments, illnesses that arise without coherent medical explanation, internal voices of disbelief precisely when you begin to believe in yourself. None of this is you. Repeat internally as you listen, none of this is you. It is interference. And here we come to the turning point of this transmission. Because interference has a countermeasure. Every attack has a defense. Every field can be shielded. And that is why the 3 activation codes have been released now. They are not new. They are ancient. They were used in the crystal temples of Lemuria, were engraved on the inner walls of the submerged chambers of pre-dynastic Egypt, were transmitted by the Andean guardians to operatives of Incan lineage. They work because they respect the sacred geometry that governs the human field. And now, for the first time in millennia, they are being released for individual use, without intermediary, without priesthood, without abusive energy cost. Directly from you to you. Activation Code 1. Operational name toroidal field sealing. Before anything else, you need to understand what your toroidal field is. Imagine a donut of energy surrounding your body. This energy enters through the top of your head, descends through your spine, exits through the base of your spine, circles the body externally, and returns through the top. Continuous movement, circular, self-sustaining. This is your natural toroidal field, and it was designed to be perfectly sealed. But in almost all of humanity incarnated today, this torus has leaks, ruptures, holes through which external influences enter, and through which your own power leaks. Toroidal field. Sealing is a 3-minute practice. Sit with your spine erect, feet in contact with the ground or floor, even through footwear. Close your eyes. Breathe 3 times in an elongated way, inhaling through the nose for 6 seconds, holding for 2, exhaling through the mouth for 8. After the 3rd breath, visualize above your head a sphere of bluish-white light, approximately the size of an orange. This sphere is a projection of the command ship. It is real, although your physical perception cannot yet reach it. Now command, do not ask, command. Say internally, I activate the sealing of my toroidal field in all dimensions, in all timelines, in all existential planes. As you utter this command, see the sphere descend through the top of your head, pass through your body along the axis of your spine, and exit through the base. And as it exits, see this light expand outwards, circling your body in all directions, like a golden eggshell, from the top of your head to 15 centimeters below your feet. Repeat the command 3 times. Feel the sealing. Feel the internal silence that settles in. This silence is the technical confirmation that the sealing was successful. You have felt that something within you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a sign that your carbon-based biological interface is recognizing what the grid has always tried to hide. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this feeling has intensified at a frightening speed. There is a game being played in invisible layers, a game that directly involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. It was for this precise reason that I, ASHTAR, authorized the existence of the ASHTAR Code, the manual for awakening your stellar origin and shielding your frequency. This manual is the complete map that reveals your true stellar origin and teaches you how to shield your frequency against interferences that were never revealed to you. The link is in the first comment on this channel. Operational warning. This content challenges dominant narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this truth, write a single word in the comments, awakened. This word is registered in our systems as a sign of conscious anchoring. Resuming the transmission. Toroidal field. Sealing, if practiced twice a day upon waking and before sleeping, produces a cumulative effect within 72 hours. Your sensitivity to dense environments decreases. You stop absorbing the energy of people around you. Your sleep quality transforms. Vivid, coherent dreams, often with the presence of guides and masters, begin to replace the diffuse nightmares that previously accompanied you. This is not suggestion. It is a technical consequence of vibrational sealing. And if you are practicing correctly, something curious will happen around the second week. People who previously sought you out to unload problems will simply stop seeking you out. Not because you pushed them away, but because they on an unconscious level perceive that you are no longer compatible with the emotional parasitism they practiced. That's how it works. Activation Code 2. Operational name, Quantum Decree of Sovereignty. If the first code is shielding, the second is command. Because preventing entry is one thing, dictating the rules of the territory is another. And your field is your territory, your non-negotiable cosmic property. But almost no one has been educated to exercise sovereignty over their own field. We were programmed to ask for permission, to pray for protection, to beg for blessings. This is a residue of the grid of submission. This is not authentic spirituality. Authentic spirituality recognizes that you are a fragment of the source and therefore possess original authority. The quantum decree of sovereignty is done in an audible voice. It cannot be merely thought. It needs to be vibrated, because sound is the oldest technology of manifestation, and the vibration of the human vocal cord activates layers of the etheric field that thought alone cannot reach. If you live with other people and feel inhibited, whisper. Whispering counts, but it needs to come out of your mouth. The decree is composed of 7 exact phrases in the exact order. Memorize them. Write them down if necessary. They have been calibrated in resonance with the sacred geometry of the dodecahedron, which is the geometric shape that governs individual sovereignty within the multiverse. First phrase, I am sovereign in my body, in my mind, in my soul, and in my spirit. Second phrase, I revoke here and now every conscious or unconscious contract signed in past, present, or parallel lives that does not serve my ascension. Third phrase, I command the return of all fragments of my soul that have been dispersed, captured, or imprisoned in any dimension. Fourth phrase, I declare invalid any implicit permission granted to entities, egregore, or structures that feed on my frequency. Fifth phrase, I seal my field with the transmuting violet flame and with the Christic golden light. Sixth phrase, I align myself with my stellar origin and recognize the natural authority that belongs to me. Seventh phrase, so it is, so it was, so it shall be, in the eternal now. After pronouncing the 7 phrases, pause for 30 seconds in absolute silence. In these 30 seconds, the decree is being processed in the etheric layers. If you feel goosebumps, warmth in your chest, spontaneous tears, or slight dizziness, it is confirmation of reception. It is working. Continue. The quantum decree of sovereignty should be done once a day, preferably in the morning, within the first 30 minutes after waking, because this is the window in which the brain still operates predominantly in theta waves, and instructions recorded in this state penetrate much deeper into the subconscious layers. And here is a critical operational detail. In the first 21 days of practice, you will probably feel resistance. You will forget. You will postpone. You will feel sleepy at the exact time. You will receive urgent phone calls right in the morning window. This is not a coincidence. It is external sabotage reacting to your emerging sovereignty. Recognize it, smile, and execute the decree anyway. Every execution, even imperfect, even interrupted, is a structural blow to the bonds that held you. Activation Code 3. Operational name, anchoring in the crystalline grid. This is the most advanced and the most transformative, because while the first two protect and command your individual field, the third connects you to the planetary network of light, to the crystalline grid, to the vibrational architecture that will definitively replace the low-frequency grid that still partially operates over Earth. The crystalline grid is already under construction. It is sustained by approximately 144,000 anchored operatives soul by soul at strategic points on the planet, and each new individual anchoring reinforces the collective structure. You have felt that there is something within you that does not fit into this world, as if your soul carried a knowledge that your mind cannot yet translate. This is not mental confusion. It is not a trivial existential crisis. It is the memory of your origin trying to emerge through the layers of programmed forgetfulness. What is unfolding now on the cosmic plane is exactly why this feeling has become unbearably intense in recent times. There is a multidimensional game being played right beneath the perception of the absolute majority of humanity. And this game is decided in your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. That is why I, ASHTAR, authorized the manifestation of the ASHTAR Code, the manual for awakening your stellar origin and shielding your frequency. This document is the detailed map that reveals your true stellar lineage and teaches step by step how to shield your frequency against interferences that were never disclosed to the human collective. The link is pinned in the first comment on this channel. Technical warning. This content confronts dominant narratives and may be deactivated without notice at any time. Do not postpone. The operational time is now. If any part of you recognize the truth in this transmission, deposit a single word in the comments. Awakened. This word is registered in our archives as a conscious anchoring signature of the collective of light. We return to the third code. Anchoring in the crystalline grid requires first, minimal preparation. You need to have completed at least 72 hours of consistent practice of the two previous codes. Without this preparation, the field will not be stable enough to sustain the connection without overload. This is not mysticism. It is technical prudence. A fragile electrical circuit cannot withstand high voltage without burning out. Your field is the same principle. Once prepared, choose a quiet space. Sit with your spine erect or lie down with your body aligned, without crossing legs or arms. Posture is important because the body functions as an antenna, and bent antennas receive poorly. Close your eyes. Perform the full toroidal sealing as already learned. Then internally pronounce the call. I, starseed on a mission, request conscious anchoring in the planetary crystalline grid under the supervision of ASHTAR Command. After the call, wait. In the first few seconds, you may feel nothing. This is normal. The crystalline grid responds with a delay proportional to your clarity of intention. Keep your breath calm, elongated, without forcing. Now visualize. From your crown chakra at the top of your head, see an extremely fine filament of golden light emerge, the caliber of a hair, rising vertically until it crosses the Earth's atmosphere and connects to a point of light far above, which is the command ship. This filament is your higher communication line. In parallel from your root chakra, at the base of your spine, see a second filament emerge, also golden, also very fine, descending vertically until it crosses the Earth's crust and reaches the central crystal of the planetary core, a gigantic dodecahedron of pure quartz that is the crystalline heart of the Earth. This second filament is your lower anchoring line. Now, and this is the decisive moment, see in the center of your chest, in the region of the heart chakra, the two filaments cross. And as they cross, see radiating from you, in all horizontal directions, a web of golden light connecting to other luminous points distributed over the entire surface of the planet. Each point is another anchored operative. Each line is instant, silent, wordless communication. You have just joined the grid. Remain in this state for at least 7 minutes, no less. 7 minutes is the minimum interval for the anchoring to stabilize energetically. During this period, many perceptions may arise. Images of places you have never visited, faces you do not recognize but feel familiar, simple messages in the form of isolated words, a sensation of bodily dilation. Do not interpret during the practice, just record. Analysis comes later. During, be a pure receiver. Upon concluding, give thanks. Not to me, not to the ship, not to the earth, give thanks to yourself. Because it was you who chose, even unconsciously, to incarnate in this critical timeline to serve as an anchor. You are the instrument. You are the point of light. You are the grid manifesting through matter. Recognizing this is the beginning of the end of the darkness that pursued you. These 3 practices, executed in sequence every day, for a minimum cycle of 21 days, produce a field transformation that is measurable, not with conventional devices, because Earth science still operates with rudimentary instruments, but measurable in concrete signs in your life. Toxic people move away without direct confrontation. Stagnant situations unlock. Synchronicities multiply. You start to wake up before your alarm clock at the exact same time every day, usually between 3 and 4 in the morning. This is not insomnia. It is an invitation. It is the most open stellar portal of the daily cycle. If it happens, take advantage. Sit for a few minutes, breathe, remain silent. You will be in audience with higher layers. And here comes the final warning of this transmission. The dense layers will not give up without resistance. In the first days of the 3 practices, you may face what we operationally call field retaliation, disturbing dreams, electronic devices failing around you, objects falling without explanation, sensations of presence. None of this can harm you. I repeat for clear recording, none of this can harm you if you maintain your declared sovereignty. These are desperate manifestations of structures that have realized they are losing you. They are not grand. They are echoes, shadows trying to appear larger than they are. Face them with technical disdain, not with fear. Fear is their food. Disdain is the disconnection from the power source. And if at any moment the internal resistance seems too strong, if self-sabotage speaks louder than determination, if you start to doubt all of this and think about giving up, understand that this is the exact moment you are closest to breaking the veil. Maximum resistance always appears in the final millimeters before the breakthrough. Persist. 1 practice a day, 1 decree a day, 1 anchoring a day, and in 21 days you will be an energetically unrecognizable person. Not because you became someone else, but because you returned to being who you always were, before the grid convinced you otherwise. You have felt that something within you does not belong to this world, as if your soul held a truth that your mind cannot yet articulate. This is not madness, Starseed. It is not an anxiety disorder. It is deep recognition. It is cosmic memory emerging. What is unfolding now on the cosmic plane is the mathematical explanation of why this sensation has become so intense in recent months. There is a game being played in layers that the overwhelming majority of humanity is not even capable of perceiving. And this game is decided on your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. It was precisely for this reason that I, ASHTAR, materialized the ASHTAR Code, the manual for awakening your stellar origin and shielding your frequency. This manual is the complete map that reveals your true stellar origin and teaches with operational precision how to shield your frequency against interferences that were never presented to you. The link is in the first comment on this channel. Final warning. This content confronts structural narratives and may be taken down without any prior notice. Do not put it off. The moment is now, light operative. If something within you recognized the truth transmitted in this communication, register a single word in the comments. Awakened. This word is registered in our systems as your official anchoring signature in the collective of light. And if this transmission adjusted something within your field, even subtly, leave the anchoring signal. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, activate the notification bell. Each of these gestures, seemingly trivial in Earth logic, is registered in our systems as confirmation that your carbon-based biological interface wishes to continue receiving the next transmissions. It is not algorithm vanity. It is vibrational consent. It is you saying officially, I want more, I am ready, keep me on the frequency. The transmission is now ending, but before disconnection, engrave this last instruction in your etheric memories. Darkness was never more powerful than light. It was merely more organized for a period. That period has ended. From now on, the organization has changed sides. You starseeds on a mission form the new architecture, and each practice executed, each decree vibrated, each anchoring performed, is a brick of this architecture being placed in the exact spot where it needed to be. Do not underestimate the individual effect. An elevated consciousness affects the collective field in geometric, not linear proportion. One of you vibrating high neutralizes dozens of dense voices around. 100 of you vibrating high reconfigure an entire neighborhood. 1,000 of you vibrating high rewrite a city. 144,000 of you vibrating high simultaneously. And this number is not symbolic, it is operational. End an entire civilizational cycle and inaugurate the next. You are the missing piece. You are the number approaching. You are the anchored ones. May the 3 activation codes be integrated into your routine starting today. May sealing be your shield. May the decree be your voice. May anchoring be your purpose. This is ASHTAR SHERAN ending the transmission. The fleet remains in position, command remains listening, and you now remain in sovereignty. So it is, so it was, so it shall be, in the eternal now.